Can you guess what the very best form of exercise is if you want to live a long life? Do you think, is it swimming? Is it weightlifting? Is it triathlons? Is it cage fighting, mixed martial arts? No, it's walking. Walking is the very best thing that you can do for your health, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. Beauty of walking is you don't need anything. You don't need any equipment, you don't need a training suit, you don't even need any stretchy Nike Lycra type things. You can just get up and you can go, you can walk. And you can walk slow, you can walk steady, you can walk fast, you can walk for 5 minutes, you can walk for 15 minutes, you can walk for 2 hours. You can walk on the flat, or you can walk up and down steep hills, or up hundreds of steps. I mean, how many 80-year-old bodybuilders do you know? How many 80-year-old marathon runners do you know? Not so many, I guess. I remember a friend of mine, beautiful man, Bill Hart, he passed away last year in his 90s. I met him in the 80s. Not in the 80s, when he was in his 80s, and I asked him, you know, what's the secret to living a long life and being healthy? And he said, never do sport. So he was never a sporty type person, did as little exercise as he could throughout his life, and then he came to Lishi in when he was in his 80s and started doing Lishi. So if it's good enough for Bill, it's good enough for me. We want to make sure that we're not putting our bodies under undue stress. Yeah, our muscles and our organs don't want to be overly stressed, which are a lot of kind of the sports and the exercise systems that are pushed today. That's what they encourage. The great thing about walking is you can fit it into your day. Like, if you get up in the morning, the thought of maybe getting up and doing an exercise routine, doing your Lishi practice, it can be a little bit challenging because it's mindful exercise. You have to engage your brain with what you're doing. But going for a walk, you can just roll out of bed, pull on your tracky bottoms, go for a walk. You don't have to do much thinking. And then before you know it, you're walking, your muscles are getting warmed up, your energy's starting to flow, you're breathing, you're re-oxygenating your system, you're starting to feel good, and then you might find a spot and stop and do some of your Lishi practice. But even with the walking, you can put a lot of the Lishi principles into your walking. You can turn walking into a Tai Chi exercise, into a mindful way of moving. You can concentrate on your breath, you can focus on your 3-sectional breathing. You can put all sorts of the kind of softening exercises, the tendon and ligament Qigong into the way that you move as you're walking. So, just wanted to share that with you and maybe encourage you to just start walking and see what happens.